Okay. We are back. Yeah, but Team Skorpious has done a really good job of making a win condition top. They've prioritized it in most of the game, and that's really going to help them as we get into the late game in this match. I mean, these teams are very close to each other. They're going to know that Team Skorpious here, as soon as they cap this point, let's see what they do. Do they decide to engage or fight or flee? For Regen Red, they decide to flee. They're just going to play the map, try and get as much done as possible. Maybe try and find a pick somewhere. Maybe try and find a turn-in. They've got to turn it. They can use these web weavers to get the structure damage that they need to get back into this game, especially if they push this camp up far enough. And goaltending is the name of the game for Team Skorpious. Regen Red looking at that top turn, and Zensvet is really the one that needs to turn in with 43 gems. Is it going to happen? Arrow out in front. Zensvet so very close, and there's the haymaker to make sure Zensvet can get her 42 gems in. An excellent play there. Some might call that a waste of a heroic, but it's only like 30 seconds. And really well played from Arrow there, doing everything it takes. I think that interrupted the lightning breath. I'm not sure. Could have interrupted the fire stomp as well, but just in time. Diablo was about to do something. And now, Regen Red even closer to a turn-in. The tanks both positioning in place so that they can keep an eye on these turn-ins. Now Junkrat is off to go clear the lanes. Arrow tries to sneak it. KV strike with the interrupt. So while they're playing goaltender, the rest of Team Skorpious decides to go grab a camp. KV strike looking to turn in themselves. Arrow getting a stun out onto Blaze. Phoenix might be in trouble. There's the pull into the Warden's cage. Everybody's in there. The resets are out. Riptire is in. Bunker is going to protect a lot of that damage. There's a haymaker onto KV strike now in the back line. They get the damage done. Diablo, but the life binder is there. Full health for Diablo. And here comes the lightning breath along with the purification salvo. It's going to take down Tirana. Arrow is in trouble. Zensvet is in trouble. They're trying to get away. The Auric stepping up, offering his skeletal body as a sacrifice. -40 is in trouble himself. Do they have the bomb out? They have the bomb. They get into the bush. Jazzy does not have the Shadow Charge just yet. And -40 probably going to survive. Gets the Shadow Charge onto the mid. There's a flip, though. Is -40 going down? Murden cannot peel in time, and Junkrat is down. There's a staggered death for Regen Red. Team Skorpious now blowing this game apart. They've got a camp pushing on mid-keep, and Regen Red are in trouble. Oh, it looks like the stream went down for a bit there. That's a good. It was a good place for it because I think it was in the pause area. But we are back. But this keep easily going over to Team Skorpious, and now they're thinking about core. Maybe no, they do not have it, but they do have themselves a turn, and this spider is going to be pushing on core. However, good news for Regen Red. Junkrat will be back. Blaze turning in. Everybody has got themselves a turn in. And they are, looks like, yeah, 40 some gems away, and they get the turn in. Jazzy finally relieving himself of that heavy spider butt burden. This is a 20 to 18 push with web weavers. This mid wave is pushed all the way out, all the way to where the keep wall used to be, and they're going to be 5-man pushing on here. They're going to be, the name of the game here for Team Skorpious is get as many kills as possible and try to get enough to core. But Murden jumping in, trying to make an aggression. Maev getting the pull, but Phoenix is not pulled in. Warden's cage is up. They're trying to find the perfect Warden's cage for them, and that huge amount of damage goes on to Murden and Leoric. That third win is going to come in handy as Murden waddles off to safety. Blaze is going to make sure that trait is not proc. They're trying to kill the spider as quick as possible. It's going to be very difficult to core for them. They've got themselves over 20, but there's an engage onto Leoric. Leoric is in trouble. The Starfall comes out. The Entomb keeping Phoenix in one place, but there's no way for them to get the damage on them. Phoenix teleports out to safety, and Leoric is down. Lifebinder is out. Diablo is healed. Murden is getting chunked out. Kael'thas damage is too much, and this could be the beginning of the end for Regen Red. Team Skorpious, they don't have any more spiders, but they've got the rest of their team. Warden's cage comes down. It's not going to be enough. There's the purification salvo hitting everybody in the core, but the spiders are here, and it's going to be GG going over to the #1 team, Team Skorpious. Regen Red almost almost made it back into this game, but nothing doing for them. As Team Skorpious moves on to the playoffs, the #1 seed. I think that means they're 7th place in the season, but they make themselves to the finals. They make it into the playoffs that start next week, which you can check out. I will be casting a lot of those. I will not be casting Div C. I'll be casting Storm Division, but we have plenty of excellent casters. I forget who's casting Div C, but amazing play there. What an amazing game. And let's take a look at the brackets here. Let's see who they are facing. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Winky Face, Seed 6, making it all the way to the last round. Oh, man. I wish I had followed Winky Face now. Oh, well. Both these teams are great. We were able to follow Regen Red up to here, but the story of the upset is just too juicy for me. But that's fantastic. Winky Face beating Meconium Juicers, beating House of Ches, the 2 and the 3 seeds to make it all the way to the playoffs, and they're going to try and get the higher seed going here against Team Skorpious. So we're going to see how Winky Face fares. God, that looks bad on camera. I'm just shoving my face into this mic. Anyways, excellent games from both teams there. Regen Red making a very good showing of things. Just almost had it, but getting behind so early requires such an incredible effort to stay focused for that long to make the comeback. But we're going to have Team Skorpious versus Winky Face on Volskaya Foundry when we return. So stay with us as Wildcard Weekend continues. We get into round 3, the finals for Div C East. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to NGS Wildcard Weekend. This is the finals here now. Both of these teams are, in fact, going to the playoffs, but one team will reign victorious on this weekend and get the higher seed for the playoffs starting next week for Div C East. So, the map for today is Volskaya Foundry for the finals, and it's going to be Team Skorpious versus Team semicolon close parentheses, excuse me, I mean Team Winky Face. I think both teams are ready. We're going to get the countdown for the draft and get going here on Volskaya Foundry. As soon as then, it takes a little forever before I hit the button, before it actually gets going. All right. Into the draft we go. These teams have been banning out Kerrigan and Deckard Cain quite a lot this afternoon. And here we are. We've got the countdown started. I have to imagine Team Skorpious will continue this. Another popular ban could be Whitemane, Tyrande. But really, Team Skorpious is thinking about it quite a lot. Now, Team Winky Face came all the way up from the bottom seed. They had seed 6, I believe. And Team Skorpious is seed number 1. They only had to win 1 game to get here. Winky Face had to win 2. So they are on a hot streak. So they're really on a, they're looking to keep their roll going. So Tyrande and Asmodan banned out. Team Skorpious recognizing the power of the Tyrande. And the Asmodan being banned out as well. Asmodan, very annoying on this map. And it's going to be Alex Straza. That could mean, actually not going to mean much, but a quick 2 support ban from Team Skorpious. They're going to want to pick probably their support first thing. Deckard Cain being the likely suspect here, now with Tyrande and Alex Straza banned out. Whitemane also possible. Alex Straza, though, very, very powerful on the points. Able to get her Dragon Queen going and just basically win the point straight up by becoming a scary dragon. Now, Kerrigan has been banned out for Winky Face. Not a surprise there. She's very powerful, and I don't think we're going to see her for quite a while in NGS. She's just going to be banned out every game, I'm sure. Yep, and there it is. Deckard, the first pick. And I have to imagine Whitemane now almost being forced out for Winky Face, unless they want to say, hey, we don't want to be stuck with the Whitemane. We're just going to let it by, and we're going to pick our support later. This is a possibility for them. When they go for the Diablo, strong tank in this situation, also takes it away from them to pair with the Deckard Cain and the Yrel. So they say, hey, we don't need the white main, and I think you can imagine Skorpious is going to ban it out. I don't think they'll let them have it. So Winky Face saying, let's grab the Diablo, let's grab the Yrel. Yrel very powerful on this map, very good. Diablo and Yrel can really wreck people up by getting in their face. Garrosh being taken for Team Skorpious along with the Blaze. They grab themselves up their offlaner. Now Garrosh is pretty spooky here. Garrosh tossed into a Deckard Cain root. That needs to be absolutely deadly. Along with the Blaze follow-up is probably one of the perfect follow-ups to a Garrosh throw. But WikiFace wondering what to ban. They ban out the Gul'dan. Interesting. They want to make sure that they control the wave clear. They want to make sure that they don't get a whole lot of poke from Gul'dan. Gul'dan, really the master of poke, just can sit there and throw spells out constantly. The last pickup coming here for Team Skorpious. We're going to see what they go with. It is going to be Stukov. Interesting. Very, very surprised not to see the white main bait. They banned the third support. They may have done research into WinkyFace's support pool. Maybe they realized that WinkyFace does not play white main at all. But assuming a standard support pool, you'd expect the white main to be picked up. Right now, Cassia being grabbed up. Interesting choice, and now Chromie is in the mix. Now Chromie, very interesting. I don't know if I quite understand the Gul'dan ban. Maybe worried about the Cassia. Gul'dan just not that super powerful right now, but maybe they just hate playing against him, and that's fair. Chromie, though, old school on this map. She's definitely come back in terms of win rate recently, thanks to her most recent buffs. But they do, in fact, save their support for last. Junkrat Thrall. So, I like that a lot. Triple melee seems to be the flavor of the month lately in Heroes of the Storm. That is, you know, barring any kind of crazy stuff from NGS teams that have been doing really nuts things. And really, what's the last support going to be? And it's going to be the white main. So, the Stukov ban, surprising. I guess Stukov is pretty good on this map. White main being picked up. Wow, I don't know. Like, I feel like the support choke did not hurt WinkyFace at all. However, I do love the Junkrat. The Riptire into that huge melee pool there for Team Skorpious is pretty strong. You've got the Garrosh throw into a Blaze stun. Thrall can put out a lot of damage. Junkrat's providing the sustained damage. They don't really have a lot of burst. I expect Thrall to go Sunder to make up for that. I expect Thrall actually to go follow through at 7 instead of the Ancestral Wrath talent, because I think they're going to want fights to last pretty quickly. However, on the side of WinkyFace, we could see actually Team Skorpious go from... I take that back, that they want fights to go quickly. If they want to sustain things out, but they do need to kill people. And they need to stop Diablo and Yrel from just going on somebody and having the Chromie damage out. You know, Diablo stuns somebody, that's it, it's over. Chromie throws down the damage to follow up. Cassie's just putting out damage like crazy. Yrel jumps in the back line, you're dead. It's a rough time. But we're going to start out, and in the blue, we've got Team Skorpious with Inothy on the Junkrat. Selic Draco playing the, the Deckard Smoky Dragon on the Thrall. Jazzy on the Gul'dan, and KV Strike once again on that Blaze. And on the red side, we've got WinkyFace, a.k.a. Team semicolon close parentheses. Genzor's playing the Cassia Brickhouse on the Chromie. Spogino on the Yrel. VZ on the white main and Tootie Moss. Mr. Caster playing the Diablo. We're going to zoom out and take a peek here. Both these teams kind of just poking at each other. As we get into the game, take a look at the talents. Nothing surprising. Thrall going Echo of the Elements. So no Crash Lightning for Thrall despite being in the 4-man. Not a surprise. Echo of Elements is pretty good. No real surprises otherwise from these talents. Cassia up top. Both these teams is trying to get some kind of advantage on this wave code. Nothing is going to be really happening for a bit. And look at that Devil's Due for Diablo, actually, which is a bit surprising. You tap and you go into these points, though. It can be pretty good. Pretty good. You tap to get a whole ton of health. You can get into these points. A slam coming out from Garrosh, but not going to be able to step up and throw him. Chromie got her level 4 early. Draconic Barrage. So looking for a bit more of a Bronze Talon / Q build from Chromie. And immediately turrets are taken for Winky Face. Heavy Strike and Yrel kind of like ignoring each other. And camps for Team Skorpious do not seem to be the same kind of priority that they are for Winky Face. They've already got themselves the turret. Chromie is up top. Might expect them to go for the top camp soon, seeing as if they do think that the top camp is worth anything, they are going to go for it probably in about 10 seconds. But so far, not a whole lot happening. No one's getting any structure damage. Everybody is in the same XP. Actually, with that camp pickup, I think that is what's giving Winky Face the XP advantage at the moment. But both teams for Winky Face now using their camp party. There's Chromie scouting out the side, seeing if anyone's there. They're not. And Team Skorpious just kind of ignoring all the camps here. So they've already got 2 items. Ooh, a big bomb. Anything almost finds the bomb onto Diablo, but he's going to be safe. Yeah, 2 items picked up for Winky Face. You're going to be able to use them to take control at this point. Now the key is, death timers are so low that you can often kill somebody and just make a comeback. Finally, Skorpious decides to grab themselves their turret, but it does allow Winky Face to get onto the point immediately. Junkrat throwing out traps, throwing out damage as much as he can. Yaroshin trying to find maybe a throw. There's a throw onto Diablo. Tootie Moss getting focused, but the Shadow Charge out's going to get him safe. But there's the Jet Propulsion landing on 3 members. The Healing Pulse goes down, and Jazzy is in trouble. Cassia with the Fend getting the damage onto the Garrosh. KV Strike now stepping up to take all the damage that he can. VZ getting the Thrall poke from behind, but this point still belongs to Winky Face. Now Jazzy getting chunked. There's a Chromie damage, and Garrosh goes down. A well-timed Shadow Charge with the Chromie follow-up. The turret goes down for Team Skorpious, but it's not enough. Winky Face owns this, and KV Strike now in trouble with the Diablo flip. There's the Rel jump. The body blocks are real, and Blaze is dead as well. 90%, not a hope for Team Skorpious to come back on this point, as the Protector belongs to Winky Face. His Protector is going to start pushing mid. Rel and Cassia, interesting. And this Protector is actually getting whittled way down. You want this Protector to grab the well usually, so that your next point you have the advantage in the push. But this Protector now at about 33% health, it's going to have a tough time getting onto that well. Yrel now bottom of the Blaze, still the same old boring thing going through. The laser is out trying to get some damage on a Deckard Cain. Takes out a turret, punches that Junkrat, a lot of damage onto Inathy. Inathy might be in trouble. This goes down no well for them, and there's a big root and a throw onto Brick House. Brick House is toast. Chromie goes down, the time trap stops and engage White. It might allow Whitemane to survive, but Thrall is on the run. Does he have the root? He does, and down. Oh! Almost got away there. Whitemane, OP, goes down. Chromie, Heroic ready. Jazzy looking low, but Diablo's looking lower. Tootie Moss goes down. That's a 3-for-0 from Team Skorpious. And they really wanted that well. Winky Face wanted that well so bad. Team Skorpious does a good job of killing that protector early. They push too hard into it, and Team Skorpious with the punish. Rel came up to soak, but doesn't want to tangle with the Garrosh. Brickhouse there to get that mid soak anyway. And Urel putting damage onto those minions. And Team Skorpious using this to their advantage. They recognize that they're gone. Team Skorpious might get this turret camp. VZ getting caught out. The white man gets stunned by the Garrosh, gets thrown. Urel trying to come for the safety, but Blaze is there with the jet propulsion. That's going to seal Whiteman's fate. This turret is going over them. It's contested, but they're getting so much damage. They're caught in between the entire team of Winky Face, and Winky Face with a pincer attack gets 2 more kills, 2-1 so far. Spogino gets bombed to safety by the Junkrat, saves her life and dies for it. Junkrat slammed against the wall with the Shadow Charge, and Blaze is the next to fall. And Team Skorpious, everything goes wrong for them, and they don't even get the turret. 10s hit immediately, but nobody even had to use their 10 advantage. That's just a straight-up team fight win for Winky Face against Team Skorpious. Team Skorpious make the invade. They get the quick kill on the Whitemane, but their positioning gets compromised as Winky Face just surrounds them and obliterates them. Kudos to Winky Face for making that work and recognizing that the advantage they had positionally in that fight. 10s are out here. It is going to be slowing sands, no temporal loop, despite the fact that they don't have a cleanse, but they do have bunkers, so that probably a smart choice. Scar, Aegis, Lightning Breath, is pretty standard across the board. 10s are here for Team Skorpious. It will be Sundering coming out from Thrall. So looking to counteract the engage of Winky Face. Deckard's still holding onto his ult. May go Lornado, may go stay a while, may still be thinking about it, maybe trying to hide it. Pretty standard across the board, though, for both teams. In their heroic choices, Urel getting some double soak. Blaze trying to push into as much as he can.
It's time, hero.
And he's going to be late.
And
Winky Face grab control of the point immediately, but Garrosh steps onto the point, making sure that they can't grab it. The stun comes out, and Slowing Sand separates the rest of the team from Garrosh, and I'm surprised we don't see more of an engage onto this Garrosh, and instead it's Winky Face that's running away. The Thunder catches them in the lane. The Ball of Lightning is out. The Riptire is here. The damage trying to get down. The Lightning Breath goes out and gets the Blaze, who immediately bunkers. The bunker eating a lot of the damage, but Junkrat eat a lot of the Lightning Breath as well. And both teams back out Winky Face, maintaining control of their position. Team Skorpious decides to reset. Taunt and Stay a While are still available. Ardent Defender still available, but more heroics used on the side of Winky Face. The turret is down. It's dead. They're trying to make another go at the Skorpious, pushing onto the point, and Winky Face is out of there. They have ceded the point, and now the point belongs to Team Skorpious. Winky Face now tapping. Whitemane having to heal Cassie here out of combat. Her tap is up at 36 seconds. It's not going to happen, but there's a jump propulsion out, not hitting anybody. Genzer's getting very, very low. Blaze pops Pyromaniac, trying to get in the backline. Spugino, though, in trouble. Ardent Defender goes down as she gets thrown back into the rest of the team with the Junkrat. And then gets thrown into the rest of the team as Garrosh goes down. But Urel and Garrosh, they suffer the same fate. Garrosh throws Urel into the team. She dies, but Garrosh pays the price as well. So it's an even trade. However, the position of Team Skorpious allows them to get back onto the point as soon as possible. The good news for Winky Face is that while they've seated this point, they can easily grab it back. They only are now at the same point. They do have to get on the point if they want to make things happen. There it is, the Shadow Charge going in against the Junkrat. They're trying to find the kill onto the Junkrat. The jet propulsion goes out and misses, and Junkrat finally dies. Cassia putting out damage after damage. The sustained damage eventually whittles Junkrat down. He couldn't make his way out. The Junkrat bomb. What kind of mine is it? I know it's a mine. It's a concussion mine. The concussion mine not in the place Junkrat wants it, and Winky Face takes control of the point. I don't know if Team Skorpious even wants to aggress back on. Yeah, they just give up the Protector. Heavy Strike, getting the soak that a Blaze can do. Easy double soak here on really all 3 lanes. You can go top and mid or mid and bot, and you get a decent amount. And Garrosh trying to defend against the Protector. Protector is going all the way bottom, it looks like. Heavy Strike has to back out. Yrel now pushing this lane up, trying to give Protector a bit of cover, but this is going to be going down. And now, maybe they can find the well of Team Skorpious. They get the tower. This Protector still looking pretty healthy, has all the armor it needs. But it's not able to get in there and find its way to that well. I don't think it's going to be able to get forward, but Jazzy getting very low, getting poked out from the Protector. The Sunder stops the engage from the rest of the team. Everybody's looking low, especially Cassia. The Protector's almost dead. The Riptire is going to try and find a counter kill onto the Garrosh, but the Protector is going to blow it up. The Riptire only hitting the Protector. The Protector walking to safety, so they get the front wall. But Team Skorpious defend. They get the Garrosh kill and the wall, but it doesn't mean much. The Junkrat bomb actually lands a root onto the Diablo. They're going in. Yrel gets saved by the Scarlet Aegis. Chromie throwing damage out. Ball Lightning goes out from Cassia, and nothing either team could really do. So both of these teams taking a decent amount of losses on that push, more than you'd want. You don't want the Garrosh to die there from that fort, but you do save the front wall. You do not save the well, unfortunately. And overall, they looked pretty timid, but Winky Face made a good amount of engage there. They had a decent use of the objective. All right. Neither of these teams really making a lot of aggressive plays. 16 right around the corner for Winky Face. But before they hit 16, Skorpious wants to make the engage. There's a throw onto the Yrel to prevent her from jumping onto the rest of their team. Garrosh has to just keep running. There's the throw, and there's a stay a while and listen to help everybody get out. In fact, they're going back in. The Riptire is here. It's going to land on everybody. The Sunder is out, and there's the Riptire going down, and that's going to be the end of maybe of Whitemane. Yeah, Whitemane finally goes down, gets the Scarlet Aegis out, but not on enough people. But the Lightning Breath might be enough to do the damage necessary. Tudimoss getting very, very low. Can Tudimoss escape? Maybe get a kill onto the Thrall. Yrel has Ardent Defender, is able to get away for now, but the throw might spell her doom. She avoids the root, doesn't avoid the stun, but Diablo in the meantime being chased down by Thrall and Blaze can't survive, and that's going to be 2 for nothing. 3 for nothing as Yrel finally chased down. She's not quite as slippery as he thought, and Team Skorpious now back in this game completely. I think that's what we saw a lot from the last game. Team Skorpious, just really good team fighters, able to make really smart decisions about when to go in, when to start fighting again. And they're taking advantage of the staggered death from Yrel, pushing in onto the fort, finding their own front wall in this bottom, but they don't think they're going to be able to find the well. And that will give a small advantage, not a decent advantage with Diablo with his Devil's Due, but Diablo might lose his souls here. He's getting chunked out. The root is down. Tudimoss, well, he's already out of souls, actually. I wasn't paying enough attention, but Tudimoss trying to get those souls. But if Winky Face still have their well in this bottom lane during the next phase, they can go tap and come back. Team Skorpious does not have that luxury. And what it means for Winky Face is that Devil's Due is going to make that well tap even more valuable. So being able to defend the well really helped Winky Face. Blaze and the rest of the team. I don't know why I said Blaze first. Maybe it's because I play Blaze. Anyways, Team Skorpious grabbing the health pack, and here comes Winky Face. They're trying to get onto this turret before the rest of the team shows up. Her almost dead. They get the cap. Can they grab the turret? They do grab the turret, and they find a stun onto Junkrat. Junkrat is going to go down. Garrosh is in trouble. The bunker is here, and they might find the time to get the kill, but there's Cassia with the self-sustain thanks to the blind talent at level 4. Jazzy looking very low. Cassia makes it out alive. Urel pops Ardent Defender. Garrosh trying to make things happen in the back. They do find the kill onto Whiteman, and that is going to be a 2-for-1. 3-for-1 in favor of Skorpious. Skorpious defends this turn-in, and that was a little ambitious coming out from Winky Face. It's going to allow Decker to sit on this point. This Protector probably going to go over to Winky Face. And now Team Skorpious makes their own invade of the turret camp. This turret camp is very hard to invade. I think they thought, Winky Face thought that they had it snuck. Like they could sneak that point before anybody noticed, but the entirety of the team, for Team Skorpious, makes the rotation and they get the right kills. Cassia stayed alive long enough. They almost made it happen. But I think the bunker there was absolutely clutch. Avoided a lot of damage from that bunker. Able to spread. The thing about bunker is if you don't kill it, the enemy team can just spread damage. Or the team with the bunker can just spread damage around as they want. You just keep getting in the bunker. Somebody gets out. They start taking damage. They start doing damage. You get back in the bunker and you switch it up. And if you can spread damage, you can't. It's harder to get a kill. But the Protector is now here for Team Skorpious. It's arrived. Here meaning the same thing as arrived. And here comes the push. They're looking for 20. I don't know if the XP is enough from this wall and keep to get them 20, but this is a very strong Protector. Winky Face has their work cut out for them with the defense. And Chromie able to put out blast after blast. The Chromie defense is pretty good, but the Protector poke is very strong as well, and 2D Moss starting to take a lot of damage himself. Here comes the Jet Propulsion, whiffs on the Diablo. Blaze might be in trouble. Blaze actually able to back out. The Lightning Ball comes out, and it's not going to be enough as it is immediately cleared up. The Protector is going to try and get wall. I don't know how much more they can get. The root coming out. But there's nothing that Winky Face can do. They can just sit here and poke, and that's all that really matters.
Red team's score is under
It gets the keep, and now it looks like Team Skorpious going for the win. Getting together in the core, they get the damage onto the Diablo. Diablo, I think Shadow charges or gets pushed away somehow, and he's out to safety. He's backing to get as much health as possible. Brickhouse is in trouble from the Junkrat poke. Another couple mines might mean her demise. And there's a big bomb onto Urel, who immediately throws out Ardent Defender. Uses it to get her escape. They're trying to get some counter kills. Urel gets chunked out, but a whole team of Team Skorpious is in trouble. Urel dies first, though. Lightning Breath is out. Can they make it happen? They're going to find the death on the Thrall. Jazzy looking very low. Can Skorpions... Chromie get the goal, but there's a stairwell and listen to stop the engage, and it looks like Team Skorpious will make it out alive with 4 members. 1-to-1. The 1-to-1 exchange is good in terms of XP for Winky Face, but you wanted more there. They are level 20, but they're right under your core. They're all looking so low. A very good disengage from Team Skorpious. Diablo's going to come up, trying to get those 100 souls for the next point, which is A. But with that level 20 and with that keep down, Team Skorpious has control of the map. They're going to start with the turret camp they've stolen. They're going to move on to the medic camp, which they will also, I guess, steal, but just take to get that biotic emitter. And Diablo, not much you can do. I think he realizes they're on this camp, but 20-19, you're basically in a lose-lose scenario. I don't know if it's a lose-lose scenario. It's just a scenario where you can't do anything to win just yet. That's not the same thing. Cassia doing a bit of offlaning here. And Chromie going to find the rest of the team of Team Skorpious pushing onto this mid fort. Winky Face is desperately trying to get 20. They've got everybody soaking. Urel splits off bottom to soak. And that's a free fort going over to the red team for Team Skorpious. Urel finally has 20, deciding to get one more catapult before joining the rest of her team. And now the question is, what is Winky Face going to do to make this engage happen? A point is probably pretty close to popping. And Team Skorpious continues turning the map blue. They should have, I believe, 3 items. Yeah, they've got 2 turrets and a med kit. The classic biotic emitter. Chromie throwing down some vision. Thrall still grabbing this point, waiting it out, and actually waiting to join the rest of his team. The rest of his team staying back, and an engage there actually would have been pretty tough on Team Skorpious, but Winky Face does not want to make it happen.
Take control of it.
And the problem for Winky Face is that Team Skorpious has so much poke, they're able to poke everything out and just whittle down Urel and Diablo. Finally, it looks like Winky Face may be trying to start an engage here. Uses the Seraphim to be unstoppable so that Garrosh can't throw her. The slap of Garrosh is trying to find some kind of throw onto the Diablo. The stun goes down and Thrall gets chunked out by some major Chromie damage. And the question is, who flinches first? Whose poke is superior? And right now it looks like Team Skorpious being superior. Urel getting a lot of damage out, and I think that means that Team Winky Face has to back out, and they try not to let them back out. The Sun Ring comes out. Here comes the Riptire. They're trying to find some kills. The Riptire goes on to Urel. Diablo had to peel, and they're trying to see if they can get the kill onto VZ. VZ taking a lot of damage. Down goes VZ. Diablo is next because of the stay a while and listen. Brick House is probably next to fall. Garrosh trying to walk through the slowing sands, instead turnarounds and finds Cassia, and that's a 3 for nothing. Diablo is back. He had 100 souls, but it's a really rough time here if you are Winky Face. They are going to go for core here. Garrosh throws a stun out and just tries to prevent Diablo from doing much, and they're just pushing on here. The slowing sands is going to allow Chromie a lot of chances to hit her skill shots, but this might be too little. Sunray comes out, gets Chromie down low. It allows Chromie, forces Chromie, to stay back. Urel taking a lot of damage. The core is at 63%, and the sustain and poke from Team Skorpious wins the day as they're just able to slowly walk at Winky Face and get the big victory on Volskaya. And let me just double check my notes. And yes, last round is best of 1, and that means Team Skorpious is your champions here for Wildcard Weekend. And I'm going to send actually a whisper out here, see if we can get a little bit of an interview going. But yeah. That was an excellent game coming out from Team Skorpious. Winky Face had a really good early game, but Team Skorpious able to get the wrong stupid window. Okay, I have to set up this interview. But Team Skorpious, the team fighting advantage for them. They're so good at making those team fights happen. But we are going to get an interview with Jazzy, the winners of the Wildcard Weekend, and now number 7 seed for the playoffs next week, starting next week. It's going to be really good playoffs. I will be casting the Storm Division. I forget who the C East caster is. Let's see. I see. While we wait for Jazzy, let's see if I can look up the casting assignments, as it were. C East is going to be... Well, I actually don't know. Okay, we have them on the way. Oh, geez. I need to go to the Discord and make sure that I'm in an open channel. Oh, no. Oh. Okay. I mean, I found an open channel for us to do the interview in, so I actually cannot find who is casting C East playoffs, but I think it's going to be multiple casters. I think it's not going to be just one, but I hope you guys join us for that. While we're waiting for the interview, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter, or Twitch rather. Hit the follow button there. I'm going to be continuing to bring you NGS games as well as other amateur games in the Here's the Storm community. So, hey,
hello.
Check me out. Hey, Jazzy, welcome. Congrats on winning the wildcard weekend. How you guys feeling?
We're feeling pretty pumped.
Awesome.
So, thank you for having me.
Mm-hmm. Now, I managed to follow you guys the whole way through the brackets. That first game you guys had, you guys put on a really good showing on Tomb of the Spider Queen against Regen Red.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty fun. The way we played that was pretty fun. It's the best way I was gonna say is, if I remember correctly, they had the first turn in.
Yes.
So the strategy that I had as being during these matches as the shot caller, I told my team it's perfectly fine if they get first turn, as long as we don't die and we just do a good job of defending. We store up our gems, we can do a double turn. It's the best way to play that map, is just snowballing. So they got the first turn, we cleared it, and we were, I think if I remember correctly, level 9.5. We got our first turn in, and I told my team, we're gonna play this one a little slow and get 10 with it. We got our second turn off after that, and we were able to do a hard push, get our lanes pretty well organized. Like every lane was pretty pushed up.
Right.
We were able to set up. We did have, after they got 10, their Mayav had one good 4-man, and it's as the Diablo player that match, it was a little harder to peel in that sense, to make it so I had to think about keeping her close to my team, so to speak, so she doesn't get that pull on all of them.
Gotcha.
Which is a little tricky.
Was that your approach to the Warden's Cage as well? Because I know that you only had that one that was really devastating to you guys, and you guys pretty well avoided it the rest of the game.
Yeah, pretty much. We just made kind of an emphasis on don't be clumped up. That's all they're really looking for. Which technically it's weird, because when you think about their draft, they took Entomb as well, and they, in my opinion, as I was watching, the enemy team, I mean, it's not easy to pull something like that off, but I don't think they had an overall proper execution of their ults, or trying to do what they're doing, because I saw a couple of times they misplayed with their Entomb in Mayav's Warring Cage.
Okay.
And then I guess kind of throwing in Haymaker. Haymaker is not a bad ult, but it just, in what they're trying to do, creates a little more confusion.
I see. Okay, cool. Well, well done there. And this game of Volskaya Foundry, a lot harder for you guys. You guys went down pretty quickly in the early game.
Yeah, I told my team about that as well. It's and this actually even related to the first game, but even more so this game, there was a bigger emphasis that our comp was more late game.
Okay.
With Smoky Dragon, who was playing Thrall, we had him, and he had taken Echoes as Thrall, and then also taking the W talent for the roots off of his quest.
Okay.
Taking that, thankfully he was able to get that done pretty early in the game, and that just helps us scale in the late game. Plus Junkrat with his Qs at level 4 stacking, and I also made emphasis to the teams hey, honestly, Chromie's not an issue. Just make sure you're dodging her. What's the best way to prevent something from snowballing? They're stacking. Don't let them stack.
Gotcha.
We had, I think there was just a few minor misplays within our team that I kind of addressed throughout the match, but misplays happen. It's perfectly fine.
It does, and you guys carried it through to the end. You guys did an excellent job of pushing that through and finally snowballing on the map. I have a couple questions about the draft. First question is, you guys went for the triple support choke. One, why so much emphasis on the support choke? And two, why wasn't white main one of the priorities for the bans?
So we do a little scouting of the team, and also this is my own personal take on when it comes to banning, is aside from choking, what the enemy team you're playing against likes to favor, we wanted to as well limit their options. I don't think we were I wasn't initially planning on. I think I banned second Alex. That was. I think we decided. Like I made the over kind of the voice call of choosing to get rid of Alex because she's better on those King of the Hill style fights. That being said, I also checked. Who was it that I'm trying to remember who I banned for the third ban. I know it was Deckard Alex or yeah. So that was another because Stukov has zoning potential. I was looking at the draft and kind of thinking like who is kind of frustrating for us to deal with, and I was like Whitemane isn't one of those. So I was like Whitemane doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. All right, well, that is pretty much all the questions that I have for you. Do you got any shout-outs for the people watching on Twitch? We had some pretty good, decent viewership this weekend.
If I remember correctly, I know... Let me double-check. I know there's twitch.tv / Smokey Drago.
Okay.
You guys can check him out. He likes to feed a lot, by the way. So it's always hilarious to listen to and watch his reactions. And then there's also, I think, Selak Draco for Twitch.tv. She's our support main.
Okay.
She's a very nice person to play with, and as well as a nice person to be able to watch and listen to. But I think that's it.
All right. I thank you very much for joining me, and congratulations on winning Wildcard Weekend, and good luck with that new, fresh new 7 seed in the playoffs.
Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is going to do it. I was just looking up if there were any other NGS casts. I think that I'm the last Wildcard Weekend still going. Yeah, I think this is it, so I can't really send you over to any of the other finals. Thank you guys so much for watching the beginning of the playoffs here. Playoffs for NGS start next week. Like I said, I will be casting them. I hope you guys stick around and watch them. I hope you guys stick around and keep supporting NGS. I think it's a fantastic community. I think we really need to give support to it for the entire amateur heroes scene. And make sure you guys realize that NGS will be back in February. There are a lot of people working very hard on it to make sure that it is back and better than ever. I want to give a shout out to my parents that are watching, especially my dad, who hope your toe feels better. And hi, Mom. And I think that's about it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that follow button. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the game. Have a, you know what? Let me just throw up a little Team Skorpious 1 there. Boom. Saved. All right. Once again, Team Skorpious winning the wild card weekend, making it all through to the end of the bracket. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll check you guys all later. Have a great day. Goodbye.